All right, final after you've sharpened, taken burrs off, and cleaned the debris, the dust and little metal filings off with a paper towel or a rag. Now you're ready for waxing. I wax every other time I go up, but especially if I see any graying of the base, that indicates kind of drying out, and if the base looks fuzzy at all. It shouldn't look gray. It should look kind of shiny black. All temperature ski wax. I use an old clothing iron, but you can use a ski iron. I turn it to the lowest setting, just like number 1. It'll smoke either way, but it's best to do this outdoors or with a window open. I just take the hot iron and make some drips along the ski like this. Maybe 25 to 35 drips. And then I can put my block away, and then I just do a slow pass like this. Doesn't matter the direction, tip to tail. Sometimes I'll do gentle movements around like this. You're trying to see the wax, the liquid wax, wet out to the edge, and you don't want to see any dry patches. If you go a couple times from tip to tail and you still see some dry patches, just add some more wax. Ideally, you don't put it on too thick, but you want to see it wet the whole edge. Keep the iron as low as possible. You don't want to burn the plastic on the base. And then afterward, some people do scraping with a plastic edge, which I don't think is necessary. A little extra wax will come off in a second as soon as you hit the slopes. And then you can either use cork, or this is split leather or suede, to kind of do a little bit of buffing. Just that friction will heat up the wax a little bit and give a little bit of polish. It should look a little bit shiny, but even if you just do the waxing with the iron and then go out and hit the slopes, this part is extra, and you'll just notice your skis are sticky or slow when you first get off the lift, but after 50 feet or so they'll feel fine, because the ice itself will scrape off a lot of that excess wax. So it's not really necessary to polish, but it's an added touch. If for some reason you don't have an iron, you can still rub on the wax, and then try using friction either with the cork or the suede side, or both, to just get as much friction as you can, and try to get that wax to melt in by friction. I've left my skis in the sun, especially if I'm tuning off season, and they get pretty hot, and the wax will almost melt with a little bit of friction and a little bit of heat from the sun. I think a hair dryer will work in a pinch too. And if you heat up the ski ahead of time, so you take your dry ski before you wax it and you heat it up with a hair dryer, get the base as hot as you can, and then apply wax, you have a better chance of melting it in. And hair dryer shouldn't do any damage to the plastic. So that's video number 2 of quick wax. Do it yourself at home. Save a lot of money and time, and always leave your friends behind when you're on the flats, because a good wax ski on a flat will go with minimal effort, and your friends will all be stuck behind wondering why they're stuck, and it's because they didn't wax every other time that they ski.